Do you know how many errors you have on here besides the misspellings? Except these aren't just mistakes. The misspellings are like, no, misspellings are ignorance. Typos are mistakes. This is intentional. These are lies. Lie after lie after lie after lie. And because you submitted it to the 21st Judicial District for Riley County, that makes it fraud. Irregardless, today is February 4th, 2019. You might want to write that down. 2019, February 4th. To the husbands Campbell-Kluttz, landlords at large. I want my stuff back. I want my personal property back. Of course, there's no way to get it back because you destroyed it. So much for Officer Stevens and the 30 days safe and secure storage. The video evidence and witness it. You threw my shit out. You destroyed it. You sawed through it. That wasn't your stuff. Furthermore, I owed you nothing. The date that you filed for an eviction, I owed you nothing. Zilch. I was up to date. You failed to inform the court that I paid in full, on time or ahead of time, and that most often I paid extra under threat of evictions. Right? Yeah. You failed. Anyway, just letting you know what's coming for you. Why are they doing that? I don't even know where to start, but that's okay. It'll be a formal inquiry. So, the heirlooms, those weren't even mine. Those were my family's. You destroyed those. Those weren't yours. The artwork, those were yours. The things that those were yours. If you wanted your money, if it was really about a balance, why did you list lie after lie after lie? Defamatory, slanderous, libelous lies. It became libel when you put it in writing and posted it around, distributed it around, and filed it with the court. But you're probably really good friends with the court, too, Judge Keppel. I don't know that. You never said that. You just said that you're best friends with the chief of police. Former chief of police. But this tells you you're ignorant. You are not competent to be a landlord. I've watched you destroy life after life. I knew mine was coming. I had no idea. I figured you have no regard for anybody but your own self. You're that greedy. However, if you think I'm going to lie down and take this, you're wrong. You know, and I've got the documentation. You see, I was there, what, 20... How many months was I there? According to you, I was there. You don't even know, do you? May I suggest I got 26, 27, 28 months of documentation, video, audio, documents, witnesses, statements. Forget that I'm a journalist. Forgot that I'm a journalist. I get this magazine. I'm a journalist. We just document stuff. Just because we do. Glad I did. All my books, all my manuscripts, all my little data, all my little drives, all my little thumb drives, all my little TIFF card drives, all my manuscripts. Some of these projects I've been working on for 15 years or more. And you just... I have nothing else better to do with my time. Sit in this basement and work on destroying your life like you destroyed mine. Except it won't be as hard as it was for you as it will be for me. Or no, take it back. I don't like that. Anyway, where's my stuff? I had reports that you were selling. I had a phone call from someone you sold something to on the 21st of December, 4 days after you had thrown me out on the street right before Christmas. And by the way, it wasn't the 21st of December, moron. The 17th of December. And you filed October 3rd, excuse me, I misspoke, November 3rd. Instead of coming to collect rent like you always do and take me to the ATM I tell you not to take me to, because it's too far out, and tell you not to take me to Menards, like you always do, and buy your supplies for your bullshit. You're filing eviction stuff. I owed you zero, nothing. And in fact, I told you right there. Why were you, after the tenant had asked you to leave repeatedly, asked you to stop coming over, unannounced, uninvited, unwelcome, barging in. Why were you there 2 days after I called the RCPD to make you leave? Why were you there harassing me again, demanding rent on the 30th of October, when you know I never pay until the 3rd? You don't come to steal my money until the 3rd of the month. You don't come to show off your boyfriend, your Menards boyfriend, until the 3rd of the month. Remember that? Instead, you file an eviction work when I owed you nothing. And why would you do that when you know it's a common knowledge that I'm leaving at the end of the year? Why would you do an eviction? Oh, to steal my stuff. That's why. There's no other reason for it. To destroy me, of course. To destroy my family. To hurt my sister's feelings. To deny a 6-year-old and a 7-year-old their heirlooms when they grow up. You have no idea how much damage you cause, how much you put people out. And look how you had to defraud the 21st. You had to defraud people and lie to people to do it. Now, the difference between what you've said and what you say about me and what I say about you is that it's truth and fact coming out of my mouth. Truth and fact going on to my paperwork, not a bunch of made-up bullshit. Defamatory, slanderous, libelous bullshit. Criminally slanderous and libelous bullshit. So an investigation, I'll help the investigators all I can. I just want my shit back. But you can't. You couldn't provide my shit back if you wanted to, because you've destroyed it. You've disposed of it. That wasn't yours to dispose of. You had no right to do that. But you can get away with it because you're friends with the chief of police, as you let everybody know. Your fishing buddies, your gym partners, your vacation buddies to Estes, Colorado, where you bring home the good green. I imagine that kind of implicates Mr. Brad Schoen in some of that. If he's on vacation with you, or maybe I misunderstood that. I don't know. It's none of my business. What is my business is my family's heirlooms and my intellectual property, my copyrights, my trademarks, my sketches, my manuscripts, my work. I don't even care about my equipment. You made my students fail. What the record will show is that you shut this man's electricity off on September 20th. And you did not a goddamn thing about it until October 27th. When you showed up and then assaulted this man's guests, invited guests. A 20-year-old girl who's there for because second anniversary of her mother's suicide. My mother was just murdered 5 years ago. I had it easy. Right? I just had it easy. And then this man's friends. What do you do to my murdered mother's stuff? My heirlooms? What do you do to it? Steal it, destroy it, cut it, give it away, throw it away. You didn't abide by a thing of the Kansas Landlord Tenant Act. Not a thing. My murdered mother, she was a landlord as well. Arguably, you could say she was a slumlord because she had mobile homes. And I don't know if you know anything about mobile home parks, but they're not. I saw her evict one person my entire life. I've seen absolutely everybody that's lived at least at that property evicted. Absolutely everybody. Except that one girl, the one that you tried to make me write a statement out about her. You wanted her security deposit, so you asked me to lie about some dog bullshit. And I didn't. I refused to. So glad I did. You probably forged the letter from me, though, in order to keep it. That's about your character. Not one person I've seen have their deposit back. So this is laughable. This is laughable. And it's not, you're not mistaken. And to think that maybe all those excuses that I would make for you, that maybe you're touched after 30-some years of HIV meds or something. No, because you remember everything that you want to remember. I don't have to remember anything. I've got the video. I've got the documents. I've got the audio recordings. Your people have been recording you since the Devin McDuffie days. And even then I didn't want to believe what you were saying about me. I rationalized that too. Oh, he needs to say that in order to make... No. Yep, and look who you moved in on me. Speaking of Devin McDuffie, and Karina McCullough, Enrico, and Spartacus. Look who you moved in on me. Collecting money from everybody. And it's not just them. We're talking Corey Calkins, ATL. I mean, even a negligent person, an incompetent person could never pick every single convicted drug head in town. You must have had help. This was intentional. All of this was very intentional. It's very sick. I'm very sad for you. Very miserable people. Infestation of roaches. Did you forget the Vietnamese people that you had under me, whose trash I took out all the time because they left it in the common area? Roaches, how dare you? You sprayed for roaches in 2017 a couple times up there. You never sprayed. Why would you not spray in 2018? $150. It'd be interesting. Alright, anyway, where's my stuff? There's no amount of money you could pay. There's no amount of apology that you could make. You sawed Lamar Curry in half with a circular saw. That's what you think about black people? I thought you loved black people. Or you just like their BBCs. Disgust me. Landlord will be willing to take the unpaid rent. Who pays for no heat, no electricity? That's not rent, sir. And like I said, on October 30th when you were there, I said, I paid enough extra money. I'm leaving at the end of the year. I paid enough extra money for several months here. I'm not paying for no electricity, no rent. You're not fixing anything. What I said is, are you going to fix the stuff on the fire departments? condemnation. Let's call the fire department next. Are you going to fix that? If you're fixing that, maybe we can talk. But why? Why? I've got another month here, and I'm gone. Oh, eviction, 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 eviction. Get his stuff, get his stuff, get his stuff. Husband's Campbell-Kluttz. Landlord's at large. You win. I told you you won. I lost. You destroyed me. I have no books. I have no inventions. I have no fashions. I have no paintings. I have no heirlooms. You threw out coins. Of course, you're morons. You don't know that those coins were worth a lot more money than they were. Antique buffalo nickels, Indian head pennies. The little saltine tin I picked up out of the mud Saturday that I got a criminal trespass for. That's $300 on eBay. That was my great-grandmother's. The only thing, one of two things, I had her recipes too, which I'm sure you fucked up in the mud too. All for that boy. All for Thomas Reed. He must have a really big cock. Or have that really good ass or something. I don't know. Don't want to know. Don't want to know. Don't want to see you. Don't want to be around you. No. Nor him. But you made your bed, so now you lie in it. But you know how to lie. You know how to lie. Liar. Fraud.